Senator Roberts.
Thank you, President. My question is to the Minister representing the Minister for Financial Services, Senator Gallagher. Minister, Australians opening insurance renewals have been falling off their chairs. Brendan O'Malley from the Courier Mail reported in September that a homeowner on Cheviot Street in Brisbane had their insurance bill increased from $3,000 to $32,000 a year, more than 10 times. Queensland Suncorp Bank profited $379 million last year, while Suncorp Bank's insurance division made a whopping $1.2 billion profit, more than triple their banking business. Why is your government letting insurance companies rob Queenslanders?
Thank you, Senator Roberts. Minister Gallagher.
Well, I don't accept the proposition that Senator Roberts has put as part of his question, but I do accept and understand that insurance affordability is a real issue for Australian households and business, and it is something that the government is concerned about. You see it in the inflation data that one of the big drivers of inflation is around costs around insurance. There are a number of reasons why insurance premiums have increased in the last 12 months. Due to a range of factors, but I think Senator McAllister was talking about this earlier in the week, more frequent and more intense hazard events, price inflation making it more expensive to repair damages, and the global distribution of risk by reinsurers, which are having to cover costs of earthquakes in New Zealand, hurricanes in Florida. That all has an impact on costs here. The government has established an Insurance Affordability and National Hazard Risk Reduction Task Force within the Department of PM&C to address the impacts of climate change and inflationary pressures that are driving up the cost of insurance. So this is something that we are looking at what further steps the government can take, working with industry stakeholders through the task force to look at what steps can further be taken, including, I know the insurers always raise this with me, which is risk mitigation, land use planning, as well as other near-term opportunities to address affordability.
Thank you, Minister. Senator Roberts, first supplementary.
Thank you. That insurance bill that I talked about before went up because Brisbane City Council published new climate scaremongering flood maps. The street never had a problem with flooding, yet was included in a new zone marked as a 1 in 2,000-year climate change doomsday flood. Minister, why are you letting insurance companies use baseless climate change scaremongering as an excuse to gouge billions at the expense of Queenslanders?
Minister Gallagher.
Thank you. Well, as I said in my previous answer, there are a range of drivers impacting on the cost of insurance. Some of it is around local hazardous events that we've had, including floods in Brisbane and other areas of Queensland. But there are other reasons like price inflation and like the reinsurance market, which is being affected by those big global natural disasters that we've been seeing. And some would say, and I would say, at the caused by climate change. I accept that you might not agree with that. In relation to land use planning, look, that has been subject to a number of inquiries and reviews post the flooding, particularly in areas like Brisbane, and land use planning zoning maps have changed to reflect some of the risk associated with that, and that would feed into premiums, not just in Queensland though, but around the country.
Thank you, Minister. Senator Roberts, second supplementary.
Thank you. Foreign insurance companies own these insurance companies in Australia. Foreign multinational global wealth funds and corporates like BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street and Goldman Sachs are their largest and controlling shareholders. Insurance is expensive and the money goes overseas. Minister, why aren't you doing anything to stop these insurance companies gouging Queenslanders and sending the profits overseas to multinational global investors?
Thank you, Senator Roberts. Minister Gallagher.
Well, certainly I've already alluded to the fact that the global distribution of risk by reinsurers, and that you talk about them, the global reinsurers, affects the price of insurance here, as it does in other countries around the world. But I do not accept that we are not taking any action. We have established this task force to look at what further steps, what we can do to build on existing work, including areas like risk mitigation and land use planning, as well as other steps to increase or deal with some of these affordability challenges. And this is a challenge not just in Queensland but around the country.
Thank you, Minister. Senator